What's up, friends? Glad to be with you all for another episode of Band of Brothers. Really loved that opening episode. Had a great time with it. The production quality was just top notch. The acting was great. It was fun to recognize a lot of familiar faces from other movies and shows that I did not expect to see. And then just overall, I thought the story setup and the character development so far was great. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot of the same characters in this episode. And I assume we'll probably get to catch a glimpse of them in action, perhaps, just because the closing shot of the last episode looked like they were heading out to drop in on their first legit mission, and so that's my guess as to where this episode picks up from. But obviously last episode we did jump around a little bit as far as timelines, and so that could happen again in this episode, maybe give us a little bit more backstory to some of the characters. But either way, I'm excited to get into this episode with you all. Hopefully you guys are excited to watch along with me, and so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into episode 2 of Band of Brothers.
You've been trained and what your job is going to be. That's what you got to think about. We lost a lot of people that night, but you try to put it all on your mind.
Man, I absolutely love those intros using real veterans describing their experience. Those little intros, snippets, just make everything kind of solidified in your mind that what you're watching, real people went through. These guys had a bravery that me and probably most other people will never truly realize. What a freaking crazy shot, man. Is that a storm or are those explosions from like anti-air guns?
It's okay! I'm okay! One okay!
Oh man, so much more tense than the first time they did it with the training. Gosh, bro, man, just an entire plane full of people got taken out. Really is just like a suicide mission, man. Oh my gosh, dude, what a shot. That was incredible. So much happening in every frame. It's just a horrific piece of art. That'd be so terrifying to jump in those conditions. Probably just be so disorienting. You would just have to hope that you're one of the lucky ones who doesn't get hit either before you jump or on the way down.
Oh, God!
Oh my gosh, man, I have freaking chills right now. So freaking impressive. Obviously, they didn't actually film everything real, but it still looks amazing. And because it's shot at night, and so there's a lot of black, it makes it a lot more convincing. Even once you touch down, man, it's just still death waiting for you at every step.
Wait until they reload.
Bro, this is terrifying. Can't imagine actually going through something like that.
Locate some landmarks to get our bearings. Buildings, farmhouses, trees.
I wonder if the rest of them are as lost as we are.
We're not lost, Private. We're in Normandy.
I love that dialogue, man. Great interaction between the two of them. That's insane that it's just these two dudes for now. They're just by themselves.
Who's that? Lieutenant Winters? Is that you?
Nice. Friendlies. Thank goodness, man. The more the merrier right now. They need all the people they can get.
Flashlight. Raincoat. You got a raincoat?
Oh, smart. So they can't see the flashlight. Anybody else around? I was wondering what he was doing.
Flash. Thunder. Marky. Sir. Sir.
Glad to see you, sir. Hey, fellas. Hey, everybody okay? Good to see you.
Heck yeah, got the boys back together. Glad to see so many of them survived. It's got to be one of the best feelings ever to drop in those conditions and then see a familiar face. bro. Looks to me like he just took his own decision right there. Makes sense why he's the one who broke, though, after getting the news about his brother.
Next time I say wait for my command, you wait for my command, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
This guy might be an issue having within the group right now. Seems like an absolute loose cannon. Gosh, man, that's horrifying. Not everyone was as lucky as this group.
Anybody need supplies or ammo, now's the time to get it. McDowell, you okay?
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, let's go.
The war is definitely getting to a couple of these men in different ways, like how it's depicted so far, though.
Where you from, son?
Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene? What are you doing in a Kraut uniform?
My family answered the call.
What got you to Eugene?
I was born in Eugene.
Oh, I love that interaction, man. It's not all just black and white when it comes to the people fighting in the war. That guy definitely changed his tune pretty quick when he heard that that guy's from a familiar place.
What are the chances of that, huh? You and me, 100 miles from each other, working at practically the same job. Jeez.
Hey, Malak, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm coming. I gotta run. I'll see you around. Yeah.
Made an unexpected friend right there. That's interesting. Love all the different character interactions in this so far. Oh gosh, man, I knew there was something off about that scene. Shoot, just blasted all the prisoners right there. It's excellent filmmaking, though, by setting up that little interaction so that way when they kill them right there, there's actually some, like, deep emotion behind it.
What's your name, trooper?
Lorraine, sir.
You're with me, Lorraine. Compton, second squad. All right, you heard the word. Let's move, let's move.
Man, those explosions going off all around them are so startling and frightening. As soon as they touch down here, they're just living in a death trap. I love that after watching Saving Private Ryan, we're getting like a different perspective on the same events.
Take Randy, envelop right, give covering fire.
Lorraine, on the machine gun.
I want that TNT as soon as you see we've captured the first gun. Go.
This guy's a very efficient leader, man. We got a taste of his leadership in episode 1. Now that they're in an actual battle situation, he's knocking it out of the park. Bro, that'd be so unsettling, man. Just having bullets fly all around you, but you know that if you lose your focus, you're a dead man. Man, freaking love the filmmaking in this. Definitely giving me that Saving Private Ryan feel right now.
Jesus Christ! One lucky bastard, Joe!
Jeez, dude, this is freaking insane right now. I was gonna say love that in the midst of a battle, they still have time for small character moments like that of the one guy not being able to hit his shots.
Quitters! 1 o'clock! Grenade! Let's go! Get out of there! Get out!
Oh, dude, freaking messed up big time dropping that in there. I'm impressed, though. I don't feel like they've had any casualties so far, so the element of surprise has certainly worked in their favor.
Malarkey!
Holy crap, that dude is protected by somebody, man. I don't know how he didn't take a freaking bullet during that. I love how long this fight is, too. I was expecting it to be over pretty quick, but this is awesome.
Fire in the hole!
Nicely done. Just disabled it. These guys are pretty successful so far. Run a pretty clean mission. Love the camera work too, man. Just the frantic movements make it match the scenes so well.
Okay, Hall, keep your head down! Fire in the hole!
Oh, did he just die right there, or was that just a clever cut? I feel like he might have just died. If so, is that the first casualty for him? That freaking sucks, man.
I'm looking for battalion headquarters!
Are you kidding? It's back that away!
Do we know?
Bro, that's so insane. That is just like any moment you could be talking to someone and the next moment they're dead. Like, you cannot maintain any sort of emotional attachment in this because you can't get set off for a second, otherwise you're dead.
Winners! Test the sent and needed ammo! Mighty P Company takes a shot at the next gun! All yours! Let's go, Dog Company!
Perfect timing to get some backup in here.
What's he doing out of the trench? Oh, what the hell is he doing? Oh, Jesus.
They are not as talented as Easy Company, though. It seems like they don't run as tight of a mission.
We're gonna need it at the next gun! Punch his blow and tell him to pull out! No!
Man, the running through the bunker shots are so well filmed, but so stressful.
Not 88, sir.
Man, that was such a fantastic scene. Went on much longer than anticipated, but it was a very welcome length of time. And this is only the second episode, so if there are other battles in this, which I assume would be bigger, can't freaking wait for those. Man, it's incredible, though, what they were able to do with this show. Absolutely, like, cinema quality effects and action and everything, but definitely higher quality than what I'm used to in a show.
Most of the 101st Airborne, including Easy Company, was still scattered all over Normandy, and the success of the invasion was far from certain.
Well, we know that they had Tom Hanks on their side, and they were successful with the invasion.
How we doing, Malak?
We're doing good. What the hell do you know about cooking? You're Irish.
Sir, if you have a reservation someplace else, I'd be happy to go.
Thank you.
That is probably a very welcome sight for them. Probably hard to get food anywhere there.
Something dying here?
Malarkey's ass. Any word on Lieutenant Meehan yet, sir?
No, not yet.
Don't that make you our commanding officer, sir?
Yeah, it does.
Like it, man. There's some respect. Quite different than how he's felt about his past commanding officers.
Sir,
Joe, the lieutenant don't drink.
it's been a day of firsts. Don't you think, Garnier?
Yes, sir.
Carry on. Oh, Sergeant, not a Quaker.
Oh, that's great. Love the callbacks to the first episode. That's great writing. And they're such subtle moments, too. They'd probably be easy to miss.
I lost a man today. John Hall, New Yorker. Got killed today at Breakcore. He's a good man. Man. Not even old enough to buy a beer.
That's some haunting dialogue, man. So many people fighting out there are just kids. Love how this show transitions pretty flawlessly between battle sequences and then character or dialogue moments. It's got a very good blend of both.
That night, I took time to thank God for seeing me through that day of days, and prayed I would make it through D+1.
Holy cow. That's beautiful, but at the same time, so frightening and disturbing.
I promised God and myself that I would find a quiet piece of land someplace and spend the rest of my life in peace.
Really like the narration right there too, and it definitely feels like it almost could be taken from like an actual diary. That's just the vibe that I get. Yo, so it is based off real soldiers. That's amazing. I obviously had the inkling that a lot of it was based off real people before, but after seeing that end text there, definitely makes me going forward a lot more interested because it is seemingly based off all real events and real people. Like pretty much all the names there on the list were the characters that we've been associated with. Mad respect to those people that fought there. The absolute legends of the highest order, man. No one can touch their bravery. That was a fantastic episode, man. The first episode was great for character development and setting the scene, and this episode obviously did have that, but it kind of just piggybacked off the development of that one and used it to create these really tense scenes and battle sequences in this one, because it's hard to believe everything that happened in this episode as far as a production standpoint, because you had the airdrop in, which that was an incredible sequence to watch, just a total nightmarish experience. I can't even imagine being in that, but that was phenomenal filmmaking. And then you also have the raid on the guns there as well, which was a very long and flawlessly filmed sequence too. So just an incredible achievement for this episode specifically. This episode was just pure cinematic gold. Just so many phenomenally filmed sequences and just a great transportive experience in kind of putting the viewer into the battlefield and all the horrors attached to it. And just from the airdrop sequence to being on the ground amidst all the gunshots and explosions, and then the attack on the big guns and all that in the bunkers, just the way that the sound was mixed and everything was just an incredible experience. And in the moment, I'm kind of like just in awe of the filmmaking and everything that I'm watching and hearing. But afterwards, now looking back on it, I can truly appreciate just the immense quality that went into that episode. Just truly a visual treat and a narrative treat as well. And this one, much more so than the first episode, definitely gave me those Saving Private Ryan vibes, and so super happy about that, because obviously coming into this, just based off your comments, I was really looking forward to the comparisons with that, just because of how much I loved it. Obviously they're two different productions, so I don't want to compare them too much, but definitely felt like the same level of quality as some of the battle sequences in that. And knowing that there's 10 episodes in the season and that we're only through 2 of them just makes me so excited to see the others and see what other amazing sequences they filmed. And I love that each episode so far is kind of bookended by the interviews with real veterans at the beginning, and then the explanatory text at the end, kind of going over real quotes or the real information about those events. I think that's a great way to kind of just give me as the viewer some perspective on it, because it's easy while watching it to just kind of get lost in it and forget that it's a depiction of realistic events, because I just am appreciative of all the filmmaking techniques, the acting, things like that. And so that helps remind me to kind of reflect and appreciate the real life stories that this is telling. And so I think that's a great decision from Spielberg, I assume, who made that call. But whoever edits it together and everything, I just think it's very well done. And so hopefully it continues to do that for the other episodes. But I love how in this episode, with some of the character interactions, especially with the one between the 2 Oregon boys, how it's kind of just like Saving Private Ryan did, not giving us just a clear good guy, bad guy scenario. It's painting everyone as humans who each have their own strengths and flaws, and how it's not just fighting this unknown, no-face enemy. You're fighting real people. So I appreciate moments like that to add some emotional weight to the moments, and especially for the characters, the US soldiers, it helps give kind of importance to their mental state, because obviously going around killing people or seeing people like he saw the Oregon guy get killed definitely can mess with your psyche. And so I wonder if as the show goes on, we'll start to see some of the characters break down a little bit. Obviously with Gardner in this episode, he kind of had some ups and downs. Obviously started off with some really low points, just kind of taking out that one little troop without command there at the beginning, but then at the end kind of has that respectful moment with Winters, knowing that he's the commanding officer now. So it's cool to see kind of dynamic characters amidst a war set piece, which you don't often usually get too many great character moments like that. But obviously with this being a show with multiple episodes, you get that luxury with the storytelling, whereas a movie you have a time constraint, and so you don't always get to tell those stories in those moments. moments, but definitely really loving this show so far. First 2 episodes have been fantastic, so hopefully it only continues to get better and better as I get more attached to the characters and learn more about the real events and the stories. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed watching along with me for this episode. I'm excited to see you all in the next one, and until then, peace.